Hello Deadheads, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. So today I thought I would do a video covering some real emulation running on the Dimensity 1200 chipset. That is the chipset. It is very close to the chipset that has been announced for the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, which is the 1100 Dimensity chipset. I do have this guy right here that we've reviewed, this Pocket Air, that has the 1200 chipset, so very close. So we're going to run some footage through this guy of PlayStation 2, some 3DS, some Gamecube, and let you guys see what it looks like on this chipset, since we're expecting very similar performance on the 1100 chipset. And I'm looking forward to pre-ordering tomorrow when it goes on sale and getting a review in for me to go ahead and do a review and then do some comparisons with this chipset and see for $199 what kind of expectation can we have for this. Again, I want to thank all of you for coming to this channel. Please hit that like button to subscribe, and let's get on, Deadheads. Let's look at some game footage. Alright, so although this is not the Dimensity 1100, this is the Dimensity 1200. And so I thought we would just play a little bit of gameplay to show you guys what we all believe is going to be very similar, an outcome, a very similar sort of expectation for the running system. I do have it running here on my portable monitor, running over USB-C, just so we can get a better look at this. And so we'll go in and we'll play some PS2 first, just to give us an idea of how this chipset runs PlayStation 2 and how the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro will likely do. So we'll be right back with some footage of PlayStation 2 running on the Dimensity 1200 chip in the Pocket Air. However, it's going to be very similar to what you're going to see in the Dimensity 1100 and the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. So we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So let's dive into some PlayStation 2 here. We'll start with something that I like to play quite a bit with, Tekken Tag Tournament. And we're going to run this on the Ether SX2 emulator. We're going to run this at a 2x resolution with basic settings and nothing fancy here. So again, I do have this running on the Pocket Air, but I'm using the monitor here just so you guys can see a little bit better. So we will play a little bit here and start some Tekken and just, show you that it's running this at a really nice resolution. Of course, it does look a lot better on this OLED screen versus my LCD monitor. Certainly do like the way that it looks playing on the screen there. But again, running over USB-C to my monitor, you're going to get a really clean picture here. And yes, it's just running very smoothly. I didn't have to do any tinkering. I didn't have to do any settings. This is just running with, of course, in game mode on this device with the fan on high. So it is a little bit loud with the fan. But it is playing just like you would expect it and hope it to. Tekken Tag Tournament. And this is not a severely demanding game by any means. But it certainly is PlayStation 2. Again, and we'll just play right here on the OLED for a minute just so you can see just how beautiful on this Pocket Air this screen is, because it really is underrated, this 5.5-inch screen. The Odin 2, everybody basically prefers, which I prefer as well overall, but yeah, this is just really gorgeous. Just a really good looking screen here, and a comfortable device to hold playing some PlayStation 2. And again, very easy to to go into and change, some of the settings here in Ether. Pretty easy to set this up if you want to, give it a little bit of boost here. We'll see if we can just crank up the upscale on it a bit and see how it does. Again, this was at a 2x that we were running this on this chipset. But we will try to bump it up here and see if we can just push it just a little more. Give it a little more oomph here and see how this chipset will hold up. So we're going to, again, go here and let's just bump this up. Let's go for 3x and see how she plays. And 3x is 720p. So again, still playing nice and smooth. It looks very acceptable at this 3x resolution. Again, we'll show you here just on the OLED screen just how much better the colors pop and how much more fluid it looks on this screen versus my portable monitor here, which of course is nice for a bigger screen effect. But no problem there, running at 3x, playing just fine. And in fact, I bet we could go up one more level. And let's see if we can go up to 1080p and see how it does with that. We'll take this up to 4x and really push this chipset just a little bit more and starting to slow down. Okay, so you can see here that not really playing as fluid here at 4x at 1080p. So again, it looked pretty beautiful at 720p, and really on most of these smaller handheld screens, 720p is really going to be an adequate resolution for you. It's not really going to need to do much more to do that. Again, this is running the Dimensity MediaTek Dimensity 1200 chipset, which is going to be very close in performance to what you're going to see for the Retroid Pocket. For now on the handheld without going through USB-C and mirroring, just a little bit better. I would say you could probably get away with running some less demanding games at 1080p, no problem on the PS2. Of course, you can always tinker with this and change it. And we're going to come back and we're going to try some Gamecube here and see how Gamecube can work out, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back for our second PlayStation 2 game. We're going to play a little bit of Ratchet and Clank here, just to show you guys what this looks like. And this again is, a really nice game, a really fun game, and it's running really good. It is a little dark, but this scene's dark. It's a little dark on the monitor there, but it looks really, really good here again on the OLED screen. Nice and bright colors, inky blacks, etc., etc. And so running fine, just running very fluid here. No problems on this Dimensity 1200 chipset. Emulating to the level that you would want it to, and certainly giving you the ability to play a game that's 20 plus years old, but now upscaled. And oh, almost died there. Looks fantastic. And it's exciting that Retroid went with the 1100. I'm not sure if they couldn't get the D1200 at a similar price. It's going to be interesting to see how Ioneo responds. They do have the Pocket S coming out, which of course is going to supposedly even outperform the Odin 2. We'll have to wait and see though. But if the Pocket Air, if they could get this down to 179 and release this 1200 at 179 and make this just what it should have been, a limited edition, and keep it with 6 gigs of RAM, and which seemed to be enough RAM for this. You're not going to play Switch on this. You know, I did try. It's a mess. Even on my Odin, Switch is still very iffy from time to time. And so, again, this is just, you know, a beautiful game, and it's running just really nice and fluid here. It looks really good. And so now we'll go on and try some different emulation, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So we're trying GameCube on the Dolphin emulator here. We do have it upscaled to 2x currently with no filters or anything else, just the basic settings upscaled 2x. So let's see how this guy does with this setting here. Soul Calibur is, of course, another one of my favorites, and you can see that on the Dolphin emulator, it's just booted up, it looks good, it's coming in, and not really having any issues. Really like the way that this is looking, again, on this Dimensity 1200 chipset. Fluid, looks great on the screen. Looks even better on the OLED screen. So here's the OLED screen, just to give you guys an update or a look at it. Just running fluidly. It booted right up and played. No problem at all. And so we'll play another round here, and then we'll switch games and try something else to see how we can get this GameCube footage for this Dimensity 1200 chipset. And we'll be right back. And we're back with some Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. This is a game that I didn't really get to enjoy when it came out on the GameCube because I was heavily invested into the PlayStation 2 system at that point, running PSX Nation. So didn't really get to play a lot of these games that were on the GameCube. And so this is one that I've recently picked up and really enjoyed playing. And so it is, again, just loading fine. We're running at that 2x resolution and don't really have any problem with it loading and playing here. Just get into this setup and get the game going here. And again, just a beautiful upscaled resolution, and this is such a gorgeous game with the paper theme, the paper thin theme of Mario and his friends. There's a little bit of visual issues up there with that black bar. We'll see if that goes away though. And we skipped on through some of that just so we can get to some gameplay and kind of see how this is running. Again, running on the Dolphin emulator at a 2x upscale on the Dimensity 1200 chipset on the Pocket Air. And there is some errors here. You can see it's not loading quite 100%. And your experience with GameCube and PlayStation 2 is going to be like this. There's going to be some games that are going to need a little bit of visual tweaking, a little bit of adjustment. It's not going to play 100%. I think that even on the computer, they're really at 99%. But yes, just look at this. Look, this is what a great look this is. Even more gorgeous on the OLED screen here. So we'll just shift and show you guys on the OLED for a minute just how beautiful this is. Such a gorgeous game. And yep, he's Paper Mario. He's thin, isn't he? So go back to our monitor. Boink. So I wasn't sure if I would like a game like this with turn-based RPG elements, but it's pretty good. It's got a decent story. So again, part of the reason that I wanted to be involved in this community and started this channel so I can relive and experience for the first time a bunch of retro games that I missed when I was a child, or younger, I should say. So yeah. So again, we're going to take one look at one last high demanding system. We're going to see how this runs 3DS, and we'll be right back. And we're back with some 3DS emulation here, and we're playing, what else, some Tekken. And you can see that, yes, it plays Tekken and it looks beautiful. We do have this running at a 3x resolution on the Citra emulator. I'm using the latest nightly version of Citra. And so, once again, really nice fluid gameplay here. It's going to, like most of the other high-end emulators, funny we call them high-end because we're talking retro, it's going to be on a game-by-game basis, I should say, and you might have some work better. You might have to do a little tweaking, but overall, yes, this is going to play 3DS, fairly good. The price point, the $199 for the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, is going to give you, I would say, 90 to 95% compatibility and playability of PS2, GameCube, and 3DS. Of course, there's a lot of games I haven't tested, so that could be yet to be seen. And some of this is emulation and software-based improvements, not just the hardware. So I think that we are reaching a spot where it's going to be more about the development and ongoing development of the hardware versus the actual software. And so you can see on this OLED screen, again, just really, really beautiful. And with the 3DS, you can pull off a little cheat here and hit this and do a little bit of automatic kind of moves there. So that's kind of neat, or what say you? But again, just a really good experience. It's just enjoyable to play here and play this 3DS here on the bigger screen like this, and really nice fluid. And so we'll be back and wrap it up with one more 3DS title. And we're back with another 3DS title. This time, what else? Some new Super Mario Bros. 2. Of course, a game that is near and dear to my heart. And I love all the Mario games. And this is, again, a really nice experience that looks great and runs really good at this 2x resolution. And again, the Odin 2 is going to give you ability to really upscale further and do more. But boy, oh boy, how beautiful is this OLED screen here. Just really, just gorgeous. I'm not too great at playing this while trying to film, but again, just a really good experience here, running this on the latest nightly Citra. Okay, we'll be right back and wrap this video up.